Hello, my name is Shelby Lyons, and this is my case study. It focuses on what problems arise in mental health interpreting. I recruited my participants through email. I interviewed three different nationally certified mental health interpreters from three different states, Georgia, California, and Wyoming. So a lot of the research surrounding challenges of mental health interpreting focuses on the linguistic challenges, interpreting challenges, the role challenges, and the threats to the therapeutic alliance. Um, but cultural sensitivity is a different story. A lot of attention has been given to cultural sensitivity within mental health counseling literature in general. However, under that umbrella, deafness has only been discussed as a disability and not in the cultural context. Consequently, counselors and mental health providers may not be providing culturally sensitive services to their deaf clients. So my findings and my literature review correlated between the three interpreters. The obvious linguistic interpreter role challenges were noted. However, all three of these interpreters that I interviewed openly expressed their frustration with the lack of education about deafhood and deaf culture on the provider's part, which consequently affects the quality of mental health care provided to the deaf client. Um, the interpreters, talked about how most of the time the clinics and the sites that they have to go to have never dealt with a deaf client before, and they really are clueless with how to communicate and with knowing the specific needs of the deaf client. They also talked about the inner conflict that the interpreters have with witnessing not only the issues that the deaf client has to deal with in their personal lives, but also the oppression that they face in their mental health care due to the lack of knowledge on the provider's part. One of the interpreters that I interviewed gave me, in my opinion, a really good quote focusing surrounding on this issue. It says, "The worst frustration I have felt is when I am in a mental health facility and feel somewhat trapped because of the bureaucracy, which does not understand the particular need of a deaf client. They are not set up to handle a deaf person, and therefore the patient does not get anywhere close to what they need to become successful in their treatment. I often feel the urge to overstep the black and white code of ethics to culturally bridge something. In such an isolated field where there are not appropriate services for deaf patients, sometimes I feel I have to be an advocate and a source of mental health information to the providers." So obviously, the cultural sensitivity, the lack of cultural sensitivity in mental health services for deaf clients is an issue. And there are obvious simple steps that providers can take to improve upon this problem, such as taking it upon themselves to educate themselves, to read about deaf culture and deafhood, and to seek out seminars and workshops that surround deaf culture, deaf community, and mental health services for deaf clients. So these are my references, and